Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
My stomach's doing weird things, so good thing there's not a mic down there.
Well, maybe it's the chocolate chips you're eating at this moment.
Oh, yes. Gotta fill up on the choco chips.
Okay, let's try to let's try to do some ASMR stomach sounds. Okay, here we go.
You're moving it around like it's like a metal detector.
I was trying to get some, but they got shy the moment I put the mic down there. Also, I was just telling Sarah this video is going to be bad. But there is a big month coming up. The Euros 2025 is coming up, and good news is, I remember last Euros, ESPN here in the States played a lot of the games. I'm not exactly sure. They're coming up, I think on the 2nd they start. I have to figure out where we're going to watch them, because I remember last time 4 years ago, they were on ESPN. Euros coming up. Also, because the United States isn't doing the Euros, they have friendlies coming up against Ireland, which big news there was Katie McCabe is not going to be at those games. She's going to be resting, which good for her because she has been playing a lot and she needs rest. But she's a big draw for American fans. So I bet people are kind of bummed that they're not going to see her. And I guess maybe I'll put the squad on the screen. There's a few we haven't seen, a kind of a fun mix in there, young players, of course. So that will be fun. But all eyes are going to be in Switzerland, because that is what is going on, the Euros 2025 in Switzerland. Can the Lionesses defend their title? So it's going to be really exciting. And one of the teams that finally announced their squad, I know England announces their squad for everything very early. But the Dutch team has actually just announced their squad in the last 3 or 4 days, which I thought was pretty late. And of course, we see that Viv has made the squad. We knew she was going to make the squad if she was healthy. But I'm not exactly sure the extent of her injuries, but she's there. I've even seen videos of her being really excited.
We're excited.
Yeah, she's just had the worst luck. Getting sick, doing her ACL, getting COVID at the last Euros. I mean, she has not had good luck.
And the other day, I had a dream that me and Viv were in a fight.
Sarah did. I don't know what was up with that.
Apparently, we were dating and we were beefing.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up, because we're going to do a separate Viv and Beth video. But they just posted on their Instagram. It's their 3-year anniversary. So 3 years officially. The one thing I do want to do is do the couples of the Euros, like what couples are going to be playing against each other at the Euros. That's one video I definitely want to do. But then also Viv's teammate Danielle Donk, who we just talked about, got married to Ellie Carpenter, has made the squad as well. And actually, I saw a comment on our channel, our video that we talked about them getting married. Someone asked if they actually said, I wonder if Mido was there. She was not there, but I kind of thought about that for a second. I go, would she be there? I don't know. Would that be awkward? Not in the lesbian world, but
no, bridesmaid.
Yeah,
all the way.
She wasn't there. Her and Viv actually took a vacation in the last month too. But obviously DVD and Viv are good friends. It was kind of a toss-up whether or not they would go, but they weren't there. But I did think about that.
Ellie and Danielle went on a beautiful honeymoon. It was in Capri, and views. I mean, that lemon dessert sorbet thing. Oof, that looks good. And kissing.
So they had a beautiful honeymoon, lots of pictures. I loved it. But also, speaking about DVD, June 20th, I think it was announced that DVD is leaving Lyon and she's going back to the WSL. And she has just signed with the newly promoted London City Lionesses. I'll have Sarah read the headline.
London City signed Dutch international Van de Donk. Women's Super League newcomers London City Lionesses have signed the Netherlands midfielder Danielle Van de Donk on a 2-year contract. Van de Donk, who has 167 international caps, returns to England 4 years after leaving Arsenal to join French side Lyon. The 33-year-old becomes London City's first signing since they clinched promotion to the top flight for the first time after finishing 2 points clear of Birmingham City in the championship. A WSL winner, with the Gunners in 2018-19. Van de Donk has won 4 consecutive league titles since joining Lyon in 2021 and also lifted the Champions League in 2022. Wow. Good stuff.
Yeah, so she's going back to England, and that is kind of surprising for a couple reasons. One, you leave Lyon, one of the top teams in Europe, and you go to a newly promoted team in the WSL, and some people are saying, wow, that's a really big get for London City, but also going to another, to a lower table team. As it said right there, she's already won Champions League with Lyon. That's the biggest thing you can win for club. And maybe she wants playing time. I was talking to someone that we thought she had retired. Like someone said, oh, she's going to retire now that she got married. And after the Euros, there was a Dutch language interview she had done kind of hinting at the fact she was going to retire. But it looks like no retirement quite yet. She's a newlywed. Now, what does this mean? Does this mean her and Ellie Carpenter are going to be long distance? Ellie's still in Lyon? Or does this mean that there's a chance that Ellie also could be moving to the WSL, namely for Chelsea, which the whispers are kind of maybe Chelsea is going to make a go for Ellie. But then also people are kind of talking about this idea of Michelle Kang, her kind of, monopoly on teams because she owns London City, or is the majority owner or the outright owner. I'm actually not quite sure. And same with Lyon. She's either the majority owner or the outright owner of Lyon. So it's kind of like people are saying,
fantastic signing, fantastic player, and good to see her back in the league. Kang Dynasty things, here we go.
Yeah. So some people are like, this is awesome. The fact that Michelle has that power. Obviously, she's rich. And then someone goes, from Kang's French team to Kang's British team. And then some people actually don't think it's a good thing that Michelle has all this power. Someone says, way to ruin English football and make it highly unfair for the bottom half of the clubs in the WSL. Meaning, Michelle Kang has so much money. This team just got promoted, and now it's unfair to the other teams at the bottom of the table. That it's gonna, if Michelle pumps so much money into the London City team, then all the teams at the bottom of the table, they're more than likely going to get relegated next year. I guess that's kind of the thought that some people think the more money, but that's the idea of the top of the table. You have the most money, you win every year. It's hard. And then I see a comment like this kind of saying, was DVD bullied into going to London City? I'm actually not quite sure, but I'll have Sarah read this comment.
All these players are actually signing in good faith, think they will play for Lyon, but Kang has a plan for them called London City Lionesses. No one willingly would go to the WSL team, but they get bullied under contract to move. We will be back to this tweet. Watch.
Yeah, so some people, I guess, are saying under the contracts, the power is saying, well, if you don't sign here, I'm actually not quite sure, because someone underneath that comment said these people are signing these contracts and they know exactly what they're doing. They're not forced to be going to the London City. Someone goes, you think players are unavailable to read contracts or don't have agents? So I think some people are reading a lot into this London City, Michelle Kang putting so much money into her team, and then some are saying, but it's just the way it goes, I guess. So, but that was the big news, that a DVD officially signed with London City. Also, is Ellie gonna go to Chelsea? Which would love to see it. And there might be more to that story that I'm just not aware of, about the kind of the funniness of the Michelle Kang deals between the two teams. Is there something more going on? I didn't really look into that too much. I just saw the fact that people have a problem with her just buying all top talent and going from one team to another. Go to my British team. There might be more to that than exactly what's going on, but it is big news. Also, speaking about marriage and DVD, and Ellie Carpenter just got officially married. I saw a couple of their weddings. The one I have queued up right here is
Matilda's hero, Katrina Gorry, ties the knot with Clara Markstedt in stunning ceremony on Hampton Island.
But they posted beautiful pictures. They have their little ones, and just love it. Love the love story. Katrina's outfit,
okay, abs.
Yeah, she looks great. Clara looks beautiful. They both look gorgeous.
All wedding dresses should be like that.
Well, also, Clara has officially taken Katrina Gorry's last name, so she is now Clara Gorry, which I think I love it. Actually, they have their 2 little ones, and their youngest was born almost a year ago, I believe. I have in my notes, I love the couples, the lesbian couples, the queer couples who are having children they're having the kids first and then getting married. Because straight people have had a lock on that for so long, and
Now it's our time to shine, okay?
because now Christy and Sam, whether or not they're officially legally married, but they're not married into the world because they haven't gotten married. But Clara and Katrina, I just love the new idea. Now, some people might be like, well, that's kind of weird to love it. I don't know. I kind of love, we're gonna have a baby, then we're gonna get married. We're gonna do it on our own timetable. I just love that,
Yeah, love it.
And we've talked about this a lot, but Scandinavian, Nordic countries are like famous for, and even I think like people in the UK, kind of famous for getting married after having kids or few kids. I mean, it's just maybe culturally a little bit different. I think, especially where religion isn't embedded into you, because I think a lot of countries it's embedded to you, even if you don't necessarily want it. So if that makes sense, but I kind of love that. I'm like, lesbians, we're doing it. We're doing the new way of doing stuff. I love it.
New age lesbians.
Yes. So very beautiful pictures. Look gorgeous. That is what I have on my notes for this video. I have a notes for other things that are going on, but I don't want this video to be too long. But the big story is, I would say that Euros start on the 2nd. It's going to be exciting. There's like 3 or 4 other stories I want to talk about, but I'm going to just do it in a different video. But I guess the big story here, DVD going back to England. And what does everyone think?
Update, that wasn't actually a horrible video.
No. Well, there wasn't a bit of a lazy video.
It happens.
Yeah. Also, the other thing that's going on, it's about 100 degrees in the Midwest and the East Coast. I mean, we've been melting. We have an air conditioner, central AC where we live, but it's not very good. And we've been like melting the last like week.
I think I melted into this couch.
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully everyone is staying hydrated and cool. Even though the Portland Thornton games the other day, we were melting. It was like 50 degrees in Portland.
And they were wearing jackets. I'm like, what are they, in the freaking North Pole? What the heck?
I was like, I want to move to Oregon right at this moment because it wasn't 112 degrees there. What does everyone think? Questions, comments down below. We'll be back soon. Euros coming up. Yeah, I think we're gonna do couples of the Euros before the Euros officially launch. But yeah, very excited. And also to make maybe, if anyone hears this and that you guys know the couples that are going to be at the Euros, put them down below. Usually I do research, but that might make it a little bit easier for me to do more research on the couple. So I know Viv and Beth and Magdalena and Pernilla and Lucy and Ona, but other maybe some names that I'm not as familiar with, I can do a little research on. Put them down below because I want to do a video like that before the 2nd. Questions, comments down below. We'll talk to everyone later. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.